Hey there guys and gals, just a quick one before we begin. Thank you so much for watching this guide. If it helps or if you enjoy it, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with a friend as well. Huge shout out as well to all my Patreon supporters and YouTube members, so thank you so much. Also, if you enjoy the dark side of gaming, which involves controversies with streamers and studios, murder and more, check out my podcast called Gaming's Darker Side. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you so much, and now, on with the good stuff. And welcome to the good stuff then, guys and gals. This is Keeper, a puzzle adventure type game developed by Double Fine, published by Xbox Game Studios, and is usually available for £24.99/$29.99 US dollary dues, but is included with your Xbox Game Pass subscription. Now this is genuinely an absolutely beautiful game. We basically play as a lighthouse with spider legs. You'll see soon enough, but it is a lovely game. As for achievements, there are 13 altogether, which are 12 are for basically collecting 12 collectibles. That's all for 12 achievements, and the 13th is simply for completing the game. So, yep, pretty much fun on the bun. Now we're looking at around 3 hours to get this done, so let's go already! And that's what we're going to do already. We're going to start up. Now, for the purpose of time in this video, I am going to be pressing the B button in order to skip the cutscenes. Obviously, it's completely up to you whether you want to watch them or not, but I am going to go ahead and skip them out. So, there we go. So if you want to skip, hold the B button for a few seconds. We've got some weird creatures going on, but basically all we're going to do is wiggle the left stick left and right until the lighthouse begins to crack, and then we can start getting our baby legs.
Look, Marge! Maggie lost her baby legs!
Oh my god!
Okay, so what this is basically going to do, we're going to start walking towards the screen, to the fore screen. Now, you may fall over a couple of times. This is basically like getting a baby to walk. Luckily, without all the parents posting every picture on Facebook and Instagram. Oh my god, look at my baby. She's trying to walk for the first time. So yeah, we're just going to keep walking to the forefront of the screen. Again, sometimes you may fall, but it won't take long before Maggie, the lighthouse here, will begin to walk properly. But yeah, this is effectively us. We are a spider house, a lighthouse, a lighter house. So just continue to walk to the forefront of the screen for a minute anyway. And there we go, just after the cutscene then, we will continue to walk towards the screen, so towards the forefront of the screen, and then eventually we are going to see a little gap in the mountainside. So this basically does play as a puzzle adventure game, but it does have a lot of walking simulator elements into it as well. So it's a lot of lovely places we go up. So there we go, have a look at the top of your screen now, and that is the donut hole that we're going into. So yeah, a lot of the times we're just walking while doing some other puzzles, and it's generally quite a chill game with a lot of weird stuff going on, so yeah. So we're just going to continue walking forwards / to the right, but yeah, this isn't just fine, this is double fine. Now, with that, if you are trying to chat up a gamer girl or a gamer boy, that is and they know about Double Fine the studio, that is one chatterblind that I think would work. Hey baby, you're not just fine, you're double fine. And then you may get a slap in the nostrils for it, but I don't know, I'm just trying to help you out. Anyway, continue walking to the right, enjoying the scenery. So, yeah, again, all we're doing is just walking forward. Obviously, we can climb up things. We can't jump because, you know, imagine trying to jump with a couple of ton lighthouse on top of your baby legs. Probably pinch a little, I expect. But, yeah, now he's already hallucinating. So, I don't know if we're supposed to be a human turned into a lighthouse or if this is supposed to be the thing from Iron Man's chest and it just ended up in a lighthouse. I don't know. But, yeah, it's what we're doing. So, continue on your little merry way forwards. Again, just enjoy the scenery. It's peaceful. It's relaxing. It's what you need after long games of Gears of War and Halo and such. But, oh yes, you can also look around with your lighthouse with the right stick. So you can aim the Iron Man's chest, whatever thing it's called. Yep, the light. Again, it's not for anything too specific right now. But if you wanted to put it back to the center there, press the right bumper, of course. But yeah, nothing too specific for it right now. It's just for growing some flowers and getting used to the game. So another thing you should know is that you can't die in the game. So if something like this happens, all we got to do is basically just keep walking forward. You don't die in the game. There's no enemies in the game. There's just some creepy stuff that'll go on, but nothing too spookylicious. So yeah, if this keeps happening, all you got to do is just keep walking forwards. That went well. We just got crushed, basically, almost. Right, so we're going to be coming up to our first collectible very soon in a second, too. So what we're going to do then, we are going to continue heading up. Obviously, this is all we can do. And then what we're going to do from here, you can see it's like a little bit of a fork in the path. So we're going to go to the left side of this path right here. Yep, just nip through, and you can see this little gap in the wall to the left. Now, collectibles are these types of things right here, basically like a statue. So this first one is already made up for us. What we have to do in a bit is basically point and shine our light at a flower bulb dotted around. But that is the first collectible then, out of 12, done and dusted. So while we can, so we're going to stick to the right and then continue heading that way. Now, while you may stumble upon some of those collectibles, some of them are quite easily missed as well. So if you were thinking, what's the point in a guide if it's just like a puzzle walking simulator, it can be easily missed. And I think there's chapter select anyway, but you know, that's just an inconvenience to do it again, isn't it? So again, continue walking through the dark. So this is where our sort of main power, if you want to call it, comes into play. What we can do here, we just skip the cutscene if you want, but if you can focus your light now by pressing the right trigger, and that will get like a beam of light going, which will hurt any sort of thorns and any little things like that which get in our way. We can just use the focus light ability, and that will slap them straight in the old nippers, and it'll get them square out of the thorny way. So yeah, it'll come in handy. Because, you know, we're a lighthouse going on an adventure. It's kind of like Lord of the Rings, but Lighthouse of the Rings. Lord House of the Rings? It's all terrible, whatever I say, so just continue forward. Yep, give your focus light on these old thorny bags. Get them out of the way with your demon arc reactor. I remembered what it was called now. The thing in Iron Man's chest. The arc reactor. Dirt. And then continue again on your merry way. It is such a lovely game, this. Such a nice game. But not for long. So, we have a bird with us. And when we come up to these things here, it can be trees, it can be anything. But basically, as you could just see there, it was like a little star or whatever it was, a little shine. That means we can press the X button to send our bird, old Twiggy. Now, Twiggy is a very obscure reference. You'll only know that if you're British and watched television in the 90s. Old Mrs. Bucket, Mrs. Bouquet. Again, you have to be British and sort of my age to get that reference. But you can send Twig on your way. He is now your little friend, but yep. So, and again, he will come in handy with some puzzles a little bit later on. But obviously, I'll explain a little bit more when we get to those puzzles. But he is your companion for the rest of the way until you almost die, that is. So, continue straight on, of course. You can press the A button to dash. Now, you can't continuously dash. You will lose a bit of stamina, as it were. Your baby legs start getting a bit behind as we head down. So, we're going to head down to the right, first of all. But you can dash to get through things and get a little bit quicker. Point your light at the thing growing under the wall, the eyeball-looking thing. Then focus with it with the right trigger. That will obviously grow the bridge. I say obviously, it will grow a bridge. Head down and then head around. And then we're going to do the same with this eye. So again, this is another thing with the focus light. There'll be a lot of obvious points where we can focus our light on, and that will grow things and that will help us progress the game. So while it might seem a lot of things going on right now, it's really not too bad. But that has produced a bridge for us to walk across. Oh no, I was a ghost, I was alone. Ha! Right, no singing K-pop Demon Hunter songs. Okay, so you see the little eyeball looking thing on the wall? We're going to focus our light on that. So point your light to it, right trigger it, hold it for a second or two, and that'll get some things popping and glopping. Saja boys love you! My daughter is obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters, but the songs are fantastic, if you don't know. Golden and Your Idol and just, yeah. Anyway, continue on forward. And again, you can see some thorns. We're going to unstick those thorns by lighting them up to death. And then again, shine your light on the ball, on the eyeball ball, right here on the right. And again, that'll get some things going and going. Oh, Jesus. That's looking like someone needs to visit a doctor. You got that all over your body. Anyway, that opens the doorway for us to continue through. So when we get to the end of the bridge here, look up and you can see the next eyeball to disintegrate of. We're going to be coming up to our second collectible out of 12 very soon as well. So the bridge we just made, before we go over that, send Twig to the blue ball on your right. And he's going to remove some stuff. Once he has done that, we can then shine our light on it. And the eyeball will be like, Jesus Christ, man, I'm trying to sleep. Stop shining a light in my eye. Have your damn bridge. And then we're going to do it for the third one as well. So again, anytime you see the little twinkling star, you'll have to press the X button to send Twiggy over. And you'll turn that around. Focus your light on it. And that is job done. So yeah, whether you looked at the cutscene or not, head over the bridge that you just created. When we get here, just make a little jump up to your left, and then we will end up back on the outside. Freedom! So, the next collectible is going to be here. Once we get to the bottom, there's going to be a little gap right in the wall here. So, before heading straight down the main obvious path, go into this little gap right here. And then what we're going to see is just on the left-hand side, you see that big orange bulb, which will be a flower. Focus your light on it. The flower will open up. The next collectible will be done. And that is the second out of 13 achievements down. So yeah, it does take a few seconds there to unlock, but once it does, we can head back down and we will follow the obvious path, sort of heading to the right. And you can keep pressing the X button if you want to hear Twig make some bird noises, but I'm sure we all know what a bird noise sounds like, so well, it's up to you. Oh yeah, this will probably be like a little thing that you need to do. Just, you know, try not to dash all the time, just until you know you can get through the finish line right there. As you can see, I struggled slightly. So, oh, Twig's just taking a bath. Oh, it must be really hard for you pulling some things, bird. I'm joking, you are doing very good. So, yep, just dash your way through, have a little smash and dash. So, this isn't ominous at all, is it? Right, shine your light at the top there, send Twiggy up. And Twiggy's gonna go, so you can twist the left stick to tug it. So, give your left stick a little tug, whichever way direction's all good. That'll get all of this stuff down. And if we skip the cutscene there, we can head in. Now, this just reminds me of the beginning of Aladdin. And we all know how that ends. You know, Aladdin falls in love, and then some poor people stuff happen, and then he turns rich. I forget how it ends. Anyway, continue on forward. I mean, obviously, you're not going to continue on backwards, are you? So, we're coming up to these new little creatures, which we're going to be helping soon. So, send Twiggy up onto the tree. And you're going to press the X button to shake it a bit. Shake, shake, shake your booty. Shake, Sanara, Senora. And anyway, those little creatures there will be like yum yum, apple of sorts, or whatever it is. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next couple of puzzles here. There's a couple of crabs here as well. None of them can hurt you again, remember that. They just look like bloated balloon boys or something. So head around to the left, not the right, where I tried going, where we couldn't go. And then once we get up here, we're going to help this crab. So what we're going to do, we're going to shine the light at him, send Twiggy. So it's basically blinding the crab, and then we're going to tug the crab's arm. And then he's actually going to fall up the right side way. And he's going to be like, well, thank you very much. Here's a hole. I would have preferred some money or some food, but, well, we got a weird apple thing. And now this big chunky tree thing with 3 missing diamonds in his head is going to appear. This is basically Groot's granddad. Granddad's granddad's. I am Groot's granddad. So, that's the first diamond anyway. We're going to pop it in and give the X button a couple of pecks. That'll be the first one. Then what he's going to do is lift up both his root arms, and we can go either left or right, but it means that we just got 2 little puzzles to do. So let's head off to the left first. Right, so once we are at the top of the hill, what we're going to do is send Twiggy on the tree on the right-hand side. And again, we're going to give him a little shake, 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 shake it. And that'll get that little monster thing going. Happy days. And then if we head over to the left, we're going to get basically a seed's just popped over to the left. So, shine your light. Shine your light on the apple thing, or on the seedling that's just protruded out of the ground. Protrude is not even a word, but, well, it is now. Send Twiggy up, and he's going to do the same thing. So, shake, 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 shake. And then do the same there with the left-hand side. So, the tree just behind it as well. That's going to give him a little bell. So, this other little weird tree creature will pop out. He's going to smash that apple, and then it's going to be the diamond, which goes into the ground in the forefront. So, again, shine your light on it. Get it up. Get Twiggy going. Pick it up and then head backwards towards the tree guy. So once we get here then, of course, we're going to use Twiggy, press the X button again. And press the X button a couple of times to bump, bump, bump. Woody Woodpecker that stuff in. Then we're going to head to the right and do the next little puzzle. So this one is fairly simple, or it is very simple. You can see these little bully things, whatever the hell they are. I don't even know what they are. So what we're going to do, we're going to shine our light right on the bridge, and he's going to smash his way down. It's like a crab creature, I don't know, like a Zoidberg or something. Now, with the one on the right, we need to wait until this guy is on the actual bridge, and then press the right trigger to focus your light on him. So wait until he's on the bridge, now get it done, and he'll give it a smash down as well. And lastly, but not leastly, shine your light, focus your light on all 3 of them, and they will break the ground. Pop the diamond up. Ba-da! And there we go. Twiggy will grab it, head back to the tree guy, press the X button and the X button to peck it in, and he will let us on through. Let us on through. Good. So now we are inside the weird tree of life. We're just going to head down. We're going to be coming up to a collectible very soon. So what you can see is like these little swirly bits of things. You can actually just shine your light on them, and they're kind of like doorways, if it were, to open up. So we're going to open up this one, and there is going to be one on the left of us as well. There it is. So open up this left-hand side one, and it is that one that we're going to be going down. So nip it on through. And as I said, we're going to be coming up to another collectible oh so shortly, number 3. Oh man, Groot's granddad's insides are pretty mashed up. You can see there, just on our left, is another swirly door. But what we're going to do is point our thing on the right, first of all. So we've got a bridge going, head across the bridge. And then interact with the flower right on the wall in front of us. And that is going to be collectible number 3. So there we go then. Once the Nodus, the time collector, whatever achievement that was, pops, let's head back down the way we came. And now we can enter the door on our left. Just ignoring these other doors for now. Continuing straight ahead. Straight and dead ahead. Limp Bizkit from Fred Durst said. So here, just take a left. We don't need to worry about going to the right. Just go through and dash through. And we've got a little puzzle thing coming up. Again, they're generally easy puzzles, but still. You're going to send Twiggy, and it's literally a case of moving the left stick to move it until we get the lever out. Fairly, extremely simple. So now we can head back on ourselves. And if we go to the right, as soon as we hit the cave entrance right now, there we go. And now we can just go through the door on the right. So it's on the very, very right. So there is a door on the left, which we're going to open up as well. So I do open the door straight in front of us first. But before doing that, or before heading straight down, head to the door here on the left. Again, a lot of these doors can be easily missed. But it's not a collectible or anything, but it is a lever that we need. So again, send Twig over and then just move the lever until it gets to the bottom. And then from there, continue heading sort of to the left and up. You can see the little gap in front of us. That's the place we're going. There we go, and we're sort of heading back on ourselves, as it were now. So, yep, that's all good. So, just continue heading back towards the forefront of the screen, or towards the forefront of the screen, as it were. Then, when we come out, you can see on the left a little puzzle board of sorts. So, press the X button to get Twiggy, to get the lever up to the very top one. And then again, this puzzle is very simple. All we're going to do, you see the little yellow marker on the actual puzzle. You're basically just going to put that towards the eyeball at the bottom. So you're kind of lining him up with the arrows. So once you've done that and it locks into place, you can either press the B button to return it, or you can press up or down in the D-pad to switch. Either way, like I said, with all of the levers here, just make the yellow arrow mark point towards the eyebrow in the middle. And basically, after a heavy night of lighthouse drinking, we're going to end up in the graveyard, looking a little bit worse for wear. So we can't use our light. Our light's busted. We can't really jog anywhere. Again, we're a couple of ton lighthouse. It's pretty difficult for us to jog anyway. But we'll just continue heading to the right for the time being. Now, luckily for us, we're going to get a little bit of help with this light here. Basically, this light's going to pop up and we can actually move it. So we're going to focus our light again on the thorns, get them out the way. Next up, we have kind of like a Plague Tale Innocent stuff going on. A whole bunch of rats that we need to get out of the way. This is a very decent little Easter egg. So we need to focus our light on the little path there for our little lighthouse friend to just get through them. Again, you can't die or anything, and you're a lighthouse, so it's going to be pretty impossible for rats to chew through you. But this is all we're going to be doing then for the next sort of couple of minutes or so. We're just going to be getting rid of some of the lights, some of the thorns, in order to make a little bit of a path for us. Well, that ends the spooky section of the Halloween graveyard stuff. Right, all we're going to be doing then now is literally continuing up the stairs. What you are going to see, you're going to see some gaps in the stairs. All you'll have to do then is press the right trigger to focus the light in, and that will get you some light, and that will repair the stairs. So we're just about to see an example here. So there we go, we can't go any further, so press the right trigger. That'll get you a step. And then we're just going to keep on doing that until we get out to the top. And we're alive! Walk into the light, boy. Walk into the light. Come on. Walk into the light. Yes, we've made it. We're out of the hell and into the niceness hell. Right, so, well, you know the drill. Continue walking. But it's not too long before we have to shine our light on the eyeball on the top left. That'll expand some things for us and we can get going. Ooh, a nice little handy archway for us to nip into as well. Okay, once you've nipped into there, we're going to shine our light on the... Oh, I don't know what's going on right now, but, well, all we're doing then is walking. And trying not to get decimated. Right, so we have another little easy puzzle coming up that Twiggy's going to sort us out with. Again, it's one of those get Twiggy to wind some things down. And what we're going to do is basically, as soon as I... Come on. Alright, there we go. So, you see, we just basically need to line up these sort of blue markers. So... Just basically keep winding it until it sort of locks into place. It needs to be in the middle of the symbol. So each lever has to be in the middle of each symbol, effectively. There we go. So you need to shine your light. So keep your light shined on it as well. So Twiggy can sort that out. And then you're going to do it on the left-hand side then as well. So, we're going to be in this area for a little while. So, we need to basically collect 3 medallions or somethings. So, the first one, we're going to head over to the right-hand side. We've got a new game mechanic coming up right now. So, get Twig, couldn't even remember his damn name. Get Twig there to wind up the gate. And the new mechanic is basically the ability now to change time to day, night, and sunset. So, you see the moon icon right there? There we go. We're going to focus our light on that. It's going to go from day to night. What that's also going to do then, in the nighttime, Twiggy goes from alive to dead. And he turns into a ghost. Now, don't be scared. Don't cry. Don't mourn the loss of Twigness. He will actually help us by going through gates. So you can actually send him through the gate. Now, he can actually wind it until he is fully back alive again. So the sun symbol there on the left, interact with that, and then as Twiggy you can interact with the gate and move your way through. Now my wondering is why anyone would make a civilization like this, specifically for a lighthouse and a bird, and like, why would you even make these things? What the hell's going on in this civilization? Anyway, what we could do is just head up the steps and get ourselves in. We can focus the light on the door in front of us and head in. Okay, so again, very sort of minimalistic puzzle stuff going on here, but, you know, it's got to be done, huh? So first things first, there you go, interact with the moon icon again. And then what you'll be able to do is press the X button to send Twig onto the little weight thing, or through it. Then interact with the sun symbol. That'll obviously put Twiggy back alive, and he'll be able to be chunky enough to go wee, wee, and open the door for us. There we go. And you can press the B button to return. And let's get going. Okay, not going through over to the gap, so we need to interact with the moon icon. Again, focus your light on it. Then we can send Twig over. And then interact with the sun icon again. So again, he gets nice and cookie dough'd up enough in order for us to get the door open. And then we're going to have to interact with the moon icon again in order for us to have a little path over. Again, I'm not sure whoever built this sort of city and put these things in, I don't think that's a very good idea. Like, were they just hoping that a couple of ton massive spider-legged lighthouse would appear with a bird one day? Well, they got it right on the money on that one. Yeah, well, let's send Twiggy over anyway. So, oh, in fact, we need to interact with the sun icon, sorry, first. So, interact with the sun icon there on the right, and then we can send Twig over. Yeah, if he was trying to scam a lot of people out of money by putting a bet on, then, well, he would have worked out well. So, wind it down until it basically stops directly in front of Lighthouse Lad. There we go. And then we can simply walk over. So, don't interact with the moon just yet. What we need to do is put Twiggy back on the lever so we can push the platform around to the other side as well. So, apologies for the minor inconvenience that I just inconvenienced you with. But yeah, so leave it as the sun, put the platform over the other side, and then we can use the moon and send Twiggy and do that. Yeah. So once we are inside here then, we're going to see the swarm of ratty batties. They'll all disappear, but what we could do is press the X button to use Twig, and that'll get us our first medallion. I want to call it medallion or, I don't know, necklace. We'll just call it a medallion because it sounds cooler. Then we could just go through the odd-shaped looking hole right there. Not even going to call it what it is because you can see, you have eyes. And then we just basically go down the stairs and we end up outside back into the, more or less, the entrance. So the entrance has an exit. Okay, so that's the first one out of 3 done. So from here we can just head basically straight back up. Well, and then down towards the forefront of the screen, as it were. And we can put the medallion in the middle of the city. This thing right here. Or you can not bother with that, and you could just go straight to the sunset icon. Or the sun icon, sorry. Oh, no, wait, is that sunset? No, it's sun. No, it's sunset. Yeah, it is sunset. Because now Twig turns into an egg. Or sunrise, sorry. Sunrise, sunset. Whichever one it is. Dusk. Dusk? No? Anybody? Dusk. Anyway, from here, once you have dusked it up, we're going to go and just behind this big Tower of Inferno stuff, we're going to interact with the sun icon. Which will make us go up the path. Which we couldn't before. So, yeah, there we go. So we got sun. So we got sun. So we got day, night, and dusk. Yeah, that'll do. Dusk it is. Okay, so from here then, get Twig to get onto the lever and open up the gates for us. Then take a left over the next cartoon drawing bridge. Then once you have gotten inside by focusing your light, you're going to need to focus your light on the thorn. So basically just keep it in the middle of the door, but you need to keep holding the right trigger. Press X to get twig on, and then just pop it over to the left there in order to unlock it. But again, you'll still need to focus the lights on the thorns, because that old creepy chestnut and stuff. Okay, so once we are in this room then, if we have a look on the right, you can see a nice big chunky door for us. Again, we're just going to do the same thing here. So we're going to push or move the lever on the left over. And then you're going to need to switch again, pressing up or down on the D-pad, doesn't really matter which. And then you just need to spin this. This will move, now sometimes the gear may get stuck. But you need to push it, move it so it's in the middle. Push it down, so it's all the way down, and then, well, I say push it all the way down, push it in the middle. It's probably best to leave it sort of somewhere in the middle, and the reason, or sort of not all the way down, but just a little tiny bit up, and the reason I say this is because once we move the lever at the top, sometimes it may get stuck on the right-hand side, like so. So you may have to switch and then try and pull it back, and yeah, it's all a bit of a pain in the butt. But as you can see, I had to pull it back just a little bit. And then eventually, somehow it fitted that way. So yeah, that part might get a little teensy bit finicky. Mr. Derp! So, yet another delicious puzzle. If you're feeling into puzzles, this is another one to fulfill you for now. So, get rid of the two sort of doors. We need to basically put these in a specific order. So, grab the sunset in the middle, or the dusk, whatever you want to call it. Move it over to the right slightly. Grab the moon. And then we're going to pull that up and then down. So, it's sort of sitting in the middle. Sometimes you actually need to move the dusk bit over there. I'm just going to call it sunrise. It's whatever. So push the moon down. Then go to the full sun day moon one. No, in fact, what we're going to need to do is go to the sunset one. Sorry. There we go. I'm just going to call it sunset, okay? It just makes it easier for everyone. So the sunset, sunrise, put that all the way over to the left. And then we are going to move it up to the sun. So the full day sun. We're going to move that over. Only slightly left of where the moon is. Then we're going to grab the moon, lift that up, put that back down to the right, and then pop the sun down in the middle, and that's bam, jam, thank you, Nan. And here we are then with the second medallion. So go ahead, press the X button to get Twig to grab it. And then you can walk straight through the door, which resembles a lollipop. And that's all it resembles. So once we do cross the bridge here, we are going to focus our light on the sunrise icon right there. To make it, you know, all sunrisey and stuff. And there we go. And that means we can actually just move on up. So to the right, back through to the gates. And here we are then with the third one. Incidentally, in a couple of minutes, we're going to be coming up to our fourth collectible as well. But we're going to nip through the door first of all. Head through the end to the corridor. And just nip through all these. You can already see the eyeball that we want to be smashing. Hello. So, yeah. Use your light there on the sun icon. And then we can press the X button in order to use Twig to get through there. And then we need to use the sun icon again. And there we go. Door opens up. Everyone's happy. So just go ahead, use the sun icon, or use your light on the sun icon once again. And press the B button there to return Twig to our natural headed self. Okay, so into the next room then. You need to use the sunrise icon once more. And just to the top left, you can see it's basically a little door that we can interact with. And that is where we're going to put Twiggy on. So there you go, top left, open it up with your light. Then use the sun icon again to put it back to daytime. A lot of back and forth. Not as lot as Bioshock collectibles, but a little bit of back and forth. So once Twig's on, use the sunrise icon again. That'll get him down and that'll open up the door for us on the right there. Right after you use the sun icon once more times. Because we need to get Twig back. And then we need to put him up onto the next weight at the top. And then use the sun icon once more. And that is what will open up the door for us this time. So, slightly a little bit more confusing. But, yeah. Job done. Job done. So we're all good. Use the sun icon once again. And there it is. Press the B button there to return Twig to us. Don't forget about me, homie. And then, so on the left-hand side, we need to put Twig over. Then use the sunrise icon. And then if we have a look over to the right, you can see then it should start moving over right there. As long as you flash in. And that'll open up the door for us. We can just nip on. But you have to focus your light there on the right-hand side one. Use the sun icon once again in order to get little Twigalicious back. Steg the Twig. And then finally, this is it. So this will be the third medallion done and dusted. So all we're going to do now then is in the middle of town, we're going to just put all three of the medallions that we found in. You may have to turn it back to daytime, which we'll just do right there. So, yep, once you have turned it back to daytime, now we're able to put all three in. Of course we need to do that because Twig's an egg, and eggs can't fly. Unless eggs fly into my stomach. Anyway, peck all three in. And, yeah, you just have to do a little bit of on-screen prompts, that's all. Easy. And now we're getting a lot of Zoidberg. Because we fixed the thing, whatever it was. Well, maybe, if you didn't build the town to be so goddamn complicated, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. But there we go. So, heading up then to raptures and applause. It's going to be a nice little jolly walk for us. But we are going... So, basically, all we're doing is heading up this hill, up a couple of paths. And I will tell you when we're going to be getting to our next collectible. Less than 1 minute away. So just as we come under this archway right here, you're going to see a door on your left that we can interact with and go through. So right here, there we go. It's pretty obvious. It is a bit of an obvious one. So just interact with that. Head inside. And then if we head down the screen, you're going to be able to see the big flower bulb that we can focus our light on and get collectible number 4. There it is on the left. There we go, happy days. Once that has eventually popped for us, let's head back out and then continue our merry way to the right. Alright, after all that work, we need to give Twig a rest. Even though we're a lighthouse, we haven't eaten or drank in days. Although, what can we eat? We're a lighthouse. Anyway, once you nip forward a little bit, just on the left-hand side there between the trees, you need to focus your light on the little eyeball. And that will get a platform moving up. Again, I really don't know who made this land, but it seems to only be specifically made for someone as tall enough with a big giant light. Again, somebody had some bookie odds on this, didn't they? They wanted to make some real money. So once we stumble forward slightly, get rid of the thorns coming up on your left. And then we'll just need to interact with the moon icon there on the right-hand side of us. So give that a little pa-pow, ka-chow. A little Cars 1. Maybe not Cars 2, but definitely Cars 3. And then continue heading forward. Aight, now it's getting spooky, aight. Speaking of aight, we're going to be coming up to another collectible quite quickly after the last one. Which is always nice. So just at the top of these stairs then, there's going to be a path where we can go to the right or obviously to the left. What we're going to do in this fork here, we're going to take a left. So not the right where you can see the strings we need to get through. We're going to stick to the left where we find the next collectible. Wist, twist, and quick. Click. Whatever the achievement description is. Sorry, yeah, it's Wist, Tick, and Cog. Basically just sounds like the next John Wick film, doesn't it? John Wick, Wist, Tick, and Cog. Oh, whatever it is, I've already forgotten it. Okay, I think I got it right, but there we go. So interact with the sun icon then, or the sunset icon, whatever it is. Half sun, half moon. That'll enable us, obviously, to move forward and move on to the upper. Now, once you get here, there's obviously a bridge. It's not going to go too well, but you can see the sun icon in the distance. We're going to use that in order to get the bridge back for us. Next up, we can send Twig onto the lever mountain. And again, we just need to do the same thing. So we're just going to put it down to the bottom right and then up and around. That'll get us lever number, I don't know, 12 of the game so far. I haven't been counting because there's no need to count. So after using the lever to get the bridge fixed, use the sunset icon once more. And once again, that'll enable us the way. I mean, we got those Maggie space legs we could have just used, but never mind. Okay, so use the sun icon, use Twig there to open up the door with the lever. But what is coming up is probably the most pain in the ass puzzle. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is a pain in the old nutter butters, as it were. So effectively, what you need to do, sorry, there's a bit of glitching going on. Don't know what that is. But effectively, what we have to do is line up all three of these lights against the door. But again, once you interact with a certain symbol, only specific ones move. So it's a pain. Okay? So if you can see the one in the left-hand corner there, the red one, don't move that. So the blue one, we're going to move it towards us, but make sure it's like the red one in the left-hand corner, so it's the same sort of state as that. You need them all lined up correctly. So as you can see, again, look at the left one and make sure that the lights that we're going to do, the blue one, which we're moving at the minute, is the same sort of state as the left one. So it's looking in the sort of top left-hand corner, as it were. But once you have gotten it to that, then you can interact with the moon icon. Now, interacting then with the moon icon, it will obviously change it to night, but then we'll be able to move the just the one in the right-hand corner, which I will show you right now. So there we go. So once you've moved that then, once you turn it, again, you will then be able to turn just the one on the right. And again, just like the one in the red right there, the red in the top left-hand corner, make sure that it is pretty much the same as you can get it. Now, I tried doing it more towards me, but as you'll be able to see, once I interact with the sunset one, you can move all three, and then you're supposed to light up the way, but I'm a little bit out. So, yeah, I's stupid slightly right there, which is why I'm hoping the explanation will help you a little bit more. But yeah, so effectively, all you need to do then, if you were like me and you were just out a little bit, you just have to keep changing and turning until you get all three lined up. And once you've got all 3 lined up, line them at the door ahead of you, and then it should automatically work. But again, a bit of a pain in the butt snatch if you didn't manage to do it correctly really the first time.
Man, this is trippy now.
So, we are into a new aspect of the game, and we're about to be wrapped up in cotton candy. Now, what this does, if we press the A button, because we are now light as a feather, as it were, we can now jump slightly. Which means, yes, it's going to be a bit of a platforming section. Luckily, though, if we do fall off for whatever reason, you can simply just jump back up. So there's no real punishment for falling. It's just a very, very slight inconvenience. Right, so going through the pink field of life. It's all cute, it's all delicious, but we are going to head sort of towards the back, basically just continuing on forward for now. Okay, so we're floating down into the middle. You can see the couple of rocks, a couple of platform rocks in front of us. That's what we're getting towards. Now, these floating platforms, what we can do, you can see the little bits of pink fluff on them. So we can actually just focus our light on said pink fluff. That'll smash them out, and then we can just jump lovingly, carefree across. Again, sometimes it's a little bit hard to control, so just be careful. But we jump across, again, use your focused lights to get this platform down, and then jump across again. Again, you should be able to make it, but obviously you're slightly a little bit out of control. It's a little bit harder to control. So drop down again, and then go straight into the pink geyser. I believe it's geyser, so we're going to call it the geyser. White geyser. And, oh, it's a beautiful looking town, but we don't care, we're going to skip. Sorry. Well, I care, because it's a nice looking town, but, you know, we don't have all the time in the world anymore, do we? We've got to work more, because we've got bills to pay. Okay, so head to the right there, you can see the waterfall. Again, doesn't matter if you go in the water, you won't lose the pink fluffiness. But effectively, what we're doing, we are going to now focus our light on all of this, so this weird looking alien thin creature can come out and go, nom nom nom. And once he swells up like Am's balloon, we can use the geyser there to get up onto the rock on the left. Sometimes, as you can see, it may not always work. But use the geyser there to get up onto the platform on the left. Jump over to the right-hand side one. Use your... focus your light to get rid of the thorns. And then we can use Twig to open up the lever there. And then what that'll do is that'll... shut the doors on the left, and then if we jump back over to the left, we can then use Twiggy, and then we'll just wind him down so that the pipes connect together. So again, it's just basically a puzzle. Just push it down, right, down, left, down. That'll close the pipes together, and then we can go ahead and grab our next collectible. Alright then, so that's Call of the Mountains. Guardians of the Sea. You can't take that achievement away from me. Right, so we've got that collectible anyway, so now we can just drop down. We can progress forward. We don't have another collectible for about 23 minutes or so. 22, 23 minutes, so nothing to worry about there for 5. So continue heading towards the pink flame of death. Girly death. Oops, sorry, I shouldn't judge now. Boys like pink and girls like pink, and you know, you can't judge anyone lest you get cancelled. But pop pink fluff down anyway. And then before heading onto the middle platform there, continue heading to the left one. And then we can send Twig over. There we go. And then use him to wind it down. Or wind the next bits of platforms up. Alright, so now we can move forward then. So head to the right and now head to the middle platform. You're going to need to not go through the trees because you're not going to be able to go through them. So, yep, luckily I just about made that. But again, like I said, if you do fall on the ground, you can literally find your way back up very quickly anyway, of course, with the pink smoke from the geyser. So head on to the metal platformed flower. And then, of course, we're going to need to head to the left. Whee! This looks very, very fun to do, in all fairness. As long as you got the Maggie baby legs for it, of course. So once we head down this way, use Twig there. And then he'll interact with the weight, and that will open up the next 2 flowery platforms. So we just need to jump across and to the other side. Sounds like a really terrible why did the chicken jump over the platform joke. So, slightly fade off to the right, fly off to the right, where we are going to press the A button to dock. So, yeah, press the A button. And there we go then. That'll, we'll be able to turn it around now with the left stick. And then what you are going to see is the waterfall disperse, and that's what we want. So, from here, you should be able to make it just across. If not, in the bottom right-hand corner there's a bit of pink fluff you can interact with and basically just chuck yourself up here anyway. That's if you don't make that. Alright, so through to the other side. Again, use your focus light to get rid of pink fluff balls. And platform your way up. You see the geyser there on the right hand side. Now, this looks like a massive area because it is, but generally it's not too bad in order to progress. So there we go. We're going to head to the right hand side first of all. I just got stuck in some sticky stuff right there. So heading up to the right there, we need to focus our light again on the pink fluff, get some platforms going down. And then we can head over to the left, jump on the pink spouty nonsense of smokiness. I mean, if I could do it correctly so we could get over the first time, that would also be acceptably handy. Oh, by the way, Liverpool lost 4 games in a row. And as a Man United fan, that's hilarious. Sorry, I just had to get that in there. Right, so focus your light, get rid of the rat bats, and then this is another little puzzle. We need to get rid of, again, the pink fluff balls, so do that. And then all it does then is the circle spinny thing spins around, and we just need to wait and basically time it so that we can get Twig to put it all the way down to the bottom. Alright, so with that done then, we can head back down. We basically just need to head to the left-hand side now, the left-hand side platform there. So we got rid of one waterfall. We need to get rid of the other one. So get up onto the pink. You'll have to go to the left-hand side, Gazer, right there. Geezer, you might not be able to make it. Which, as you can see, I did with absolute failure. Yep, I tried again before I realised, oh wait, there's more pink smoke trying to emanate out of holes. There it is. And it'll be the same sort of thing with this one. It looks more complicated, but it's really not. You just have to, again, just time it until Twiggy, we can just put him all the way down. And there she blows. Jump straight down. Again, use the geezer if you accidentally miss it for some particular reason. And we're into another big looking area. Which again is generally not so bad. There's not a lot of puzzles or anything to do in this section. So for now, we'll jump off to the right. Wee once more. Fed up of weeing my pants. I'm 35 now. Time to grow up. Time to go to the toilet when you need one. No, wait, ignore that last part. So anyway, just jump through the, my secret shame. So get rid of the thorns here, which are protruding out of the ground, very annoyingly. See, and it was that simple. Use Twiggy, get rid of the thorns, use Twig to get rid of the lever, job done. Waterfall, yeah. Right, you're going to have to just splash your way forward and then poof yourself out there with the pink man. And just to add insult to no injury, we have to do one more little puzzle. Again, it's not too bad. It's the same sort of things we've been doing so far, basically. So, very easy then as Twiggy. Just put it all the way to the bottom. And then we'll need to get rid of some pink fluffy clouds in order to get the platform coming towards us. So, head through the gap in the middle. There we go. And then, again, just like we did with the weird, thin stick creature earlier on, we just need to put our flashlight there so those two of them can pop it open and then explode like balloons. So, we're almost reaching our destination. I don't know what our destination is, and I don't know, again, while we're a walking lighthouse, I don't know what we're aiming towards, but we're getting there. Now, there's not a lot going on in this section. No puzzles. This is effectively just one more or less straight linear path. Sometimes you'll have to interact with a couple of eyeballs just to fill in some gaps, get some platforms going. But otherwise, it's generally simple enough. But for this bit, we need to make a bridge. So we need to head to the right up the steps first of all. Eventually, it's slow paced because, you know, it's raining and windy and stuff. Eyeball there, get that going. There you can see a little platform bridge popping up for us the other side. So that'll enable us to jump back down and head around. So that is the end of the lighthouse, because we're going to be something else now. This is basically what I assume is years down the line, but if we skip or watch the cutscene, you'll be able to press the A button a couple of times here in order to flop yourself out. Now the arc reactor's awake. He's like, Tony? Where are you, Tony? I still can't find you, Tony. So we're a fish. We're a fish, which is actually a boat. So for whatever reason then, we fell off the big tower and now we're a boat. So, happy days, it's what we like. Arc Reactor likes things. So, we're in boatland now, yeah. We're on the water for a bit. Yeah. Puzzles are on. Collectibles are still going. It's all job done. So, yeah, we need to go forward, find a ramp, head over to the next area. Again, lots to do. But if we head around and to the left, you can see, what we can see is another little ramp, so we can nip straight through there again. And then this time, what we're going to do, you can see a cave opening on our left. That is the cave opening that we're going to go through now. I mean, it's fairly obvious. It's a pretty, it's a pretty chunky gap, in all fairness. But head towards us ever so slightly, ever so slowly. So you don't actually need to go into this left-hand side area. I just wanted to show you some of the lights, some of the mechanics that we're going to be using right there. So we can head straight through to the right-hand side path. Dash your way through that. And you can see what look like warts. I'm just going to call them warts because it's the easiest thing. You press the right trigger to focus your light on it. That'll explode whatever's in the way. So we'll be doing that a lot throughout this boating section. Again, you can see that they have two this time, so two sort of yellow pipes, as it were. So you flash one, and then if you put your flash on the other set of warts, which again, if you got any warts like that anywhere on your body, go see a doctor, get them chopped off, because that ain't right. Again, but that will explode any which way that we need to go. So again, it's effectively a sort of straight line, even though the camera angles can be a little bit weird and a little bit confusing sometimes. So if we have a look there in the left-hand corner. There we go. That will open up that way. So it's like the sort of top left-hand corner, as it were. Heading through, and again, just do the same. We got 3 on the wall this time. So there's one, and then just off to the right of it is the next one. Just off to the right of that is the next one. Then if you go over, you can see some more on the right. So, again, pop that Florian Vorts off. And then if we dash through. There we go. We're going to have to dash through. So, dash your way through. There it is. There's the other one. Boink, boink. That'll get some explosions going, but not quite. If we head over to the right-hand side of this area, you can see the next one as well. And now that should smash some stuff down. There we go. Right, head back into the opposite room. You can see the little gap that's opened up right there. So, another 3 wart bags that we have to find. One is obviously directly in front of us there on the door. You know where the other 2 are, because you can see the wires going up and around. So, the other 2 then, if we just come back some. And then head to the right. We can find one on the right-hand side. Again, kind of easily missed there. We can find one there. That'll open up a hole for us. And that'll get some lights going. And that'll smash open the other 2. Allowing us to leave. Oh yeah, since it has been years, we're going to get ready for an emotional reunion. It's Twig! Twig! My boy! And he also has a son now, so it has been a number of years while we've just been hibernating as a boat. So, Twig has a son. Didn't see that one coming. Although technically we kind of did, because birds mate like rabbits, and rabbits also mate like other rabbits, which makes other rabbits and birds, and you know how the whole season goes. Right, so, into open waters. Luckily, it's a big area, but it's not that confusing. Now, this is pretty much an unskippable cutscene, so for the next couple of minutes, you're just going swimming with some delectably weird-looking sea creatures. And there she blows then. So that was a nice fun little swim. Now we have stuff to do. That's all we've been doing is stuff. I want to take a break. Although I suppose Lighthouse Boatman has been taking a break for the last 20 years or so. Well, Twiggy's been getting busy. Making kids and whatnot. So, you can see here then we have a little... I don't know. What do you want to call it? A jellyfish? Kind of looks like a jellyfish. What do you call it? A jellyfish. So, you dock up. You're going to pick up this little jellyfish. These do help. And if we come here then, we can see that the gate's not working. The gate's going to break. Oh, no. How are we going to die this night? So, we're going to get Twig. Twig's going to try and lift it up. So, it's not going to work. And he's going to help his son. And then, like father, like son, they're going to lift it up together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Or something like that. Right, time to get the next collectible on the way. From here, we're going to take a right. And then just going around this sort of little island, little patch on the right, we're going to see a gap. So taking the next right, here we go then. Bash your way through. And there should be the flower bulb directly in front of us. There it is. So that is the next collectible done. There should be 7 out of 12. Right, so once that's done, head back on ourselves, take a right from coming out of the, I was going to say garage then, the collectible hidey hole. And on this little island, there are a whole bunch of warts that we need to explode. There's about 5 or 6 of them, so explode them all. There we go. Once that's done, we're able to dock up by pressing the A button and getting the next little jellyfish creature popping on. Alright. So then, from here, what we're going to do now, again, the camera can be a little bit finicky, so I'll try my best to explain if we get a little bit confused. But we head to the right from where we just picked up that final jellyfish. And if we go straight in front of us, you can see all of the, like this little, tiny little island sort of thing, as it were. All you need to do then is interact with the bush there on the right-hand side, light it up, light all 3 up, and you can see all of the little weird jumping jelly beans will disappear. And there's one little jumping jelly bean on the roof, which was being tormented, taunted and bullied, which you can't even believe, even in weird animals, they start to get bullied and stuff. But dock up, pick him up, jobs your nan's bams, stick some jam on your nan. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do that, but hey, it's up to you. Whatever you do in your spare time. Right, so from there then, we're going to take a slight right, as it were. Again, the camera angles can be a little bit disorientating sometimes. But I like it now. But what we're doing is effectively heading straight. You can see this big, massive rock on our right that we can't get through just yet. But heading to the slight left... there's another little island that we need to see. It's more or less directly in front of us. There it is. There it is. So again, it's sort of in the middle of the, well, sort of in the back middle, as it were, if you want to call it that. Anyway, once you have picked up this tiny little jelly bean, we can now head forward from said little jelly bean, going past where we got the collectible earlier on. And on this little mountainside right here, we're going to dock these up, where all 4 are going to get knocked in. Well, hasn't that worked out nicely for us? Alright then, so we're going to head around the back, where we can get Twig to tug on one of these lights. Again, you all you got to do is just sort of pull the left stick up, and that'll do, pig, that'll do. But we'll just go straight forward, and then we can press the X button again, and Twig will get one of these lights in. I say one of these, the only light that he can stick in. So it kind of looks like, I mean, it's a squid. Squid's going into an eyeball. But look at it, the little diver thing looks content and happy. But with that, we'll bring out whatever the hell that is out of the water. Again, whoever's making this has got some work to do. But it's basically like a little light. So the light will follow you, which is always good as well. So if we just pop him around to the blue-looking thorn things, he will actually get rid of said blue-looking thorn things. And now we can mosey on forwardly. Right, so now what we're going to do is effectively find 3 of those lights, because the divers, there's one right in front of us. We need 3 of these. So if we just go ahead, the first one's already there, so that's all good. We just need to go in and get our little buddies to help us out. Nice job. Eee, nice and happy smiley face now. Anyway, let's going to get the other 2 popping out, 2 either side. Or 2 to the left of it, whichever, whatever. So first of all, we're going to head to the left. And we're going to, basically just like that tree root puzzle from earlier on, you can go left, right, doesn't matter which, we're going to do them anyway. So we're going to head to the left first of all, straight into the cave. Sewage cave. Head to the right, and you can see what is called, this is called a drifter. Now, what you need to do is basically, again, just solve little puzzles and you'll get a drifter to come with us. So we need to use Twiggy to put the bucket all the way over to the right. Fill it up with water. And then pull it back some just so we can put it over the head. And then go ahead and hit your light with it. And that will get the crab free. The crab free and the drifter that is with us as well. So that drifter like the one eyeball tentacle thing. So that's all good. Hey, what the... Okay, if you want to get out nice and quickly, just get a crab to whack you in the butt. Stop chasing me, crab. Right. We just head... well, we're going to head out and sort of towards the left. We're going to interact with the eyeball here. That will open up the door for us. And what's inside, says Spooky Mon. Well, it's just more sewage, basically. But what we can see, if we head to the right-hand side first, you're going to see a little wart on the wall that we need to explore. And then once that has explored, we can head straight through into the back. And we can pick up the next light. With the light picked up, let's head back on ourselves. But not escape the cave, not head out of the cave just yet. We're going to head to the left-hand side of this sewage pit. We need another drifter, as it were. So, over to the left-hand side. There is a wart right in the middle somewhere. There it is. So, hidden behind that little gate-looking thing, there is the first wart. So, we've just exploded that. There was obviously also one on the right-hand side, but we're going to need Twiggy in order to move some branches for us to get into that. So, once we have our second drifter, let's go ahead and get our next collectible now. So, if we head slightly to the left where we just found that drifter, get rid of the thorns that are in the way, go straight in, and then on our left is going to be the flower we can use to bulb it up. There it is, just on the left, and that's another collectible, done and dusted. So once that's done, achievement will unlock now. There it is. Beautiful. Let's head up the ramp. Get on out of here. Oh, well, that wasn't that delicious. Okay, so we've got about another 11 minutes until the next one, so no worries until then. 1:56-ish. Ahem. Right, so we're going to just head straight down into, basically straight through to the main area, where we can now put another one of these lights into El Divero. Then what we're going to do is, from here, we're going to head effectively straight. So, past these two little shipwrecks right here, and you can see a little drifter just chilling out there. What you need to do in order to get that working, shine your light on the blue ball just behind it. There we go. And then we should be able to press the X button to get Twig to start yelling some bird noises at it. But it will run away. Why? I do not know. Why? I do not know. How? I do not know. Well, let's go get him, man. So, we're able to use our focus light in order to get past these lighter intestines. Or whatever they are. I really don't know what they are, but we'll just call them intestines. They look it. But we can use our own light in order to do that anyway. So we can just nip straight through. And same with these littler intestines. Yeah. And that's the reason we needed to grab 4 of these little drifters. So, we can head whee straight upstream. Nice. And now we're into another little new area. Everyone's having a jump around, having a good time. What we're going to do is grab the next light from here. And then, once we have grabbed it, we can just jump straight over the waterfall. And then, as you'll see, we'll be back in the main area. Damn, that does look like fun. And then we can just put it straight into the diver where the next big thing will appear from out of the water. So then, this next section is dark, and there's nothing else really going on. So all we got to do is, effectively, we just got to keep following the path. There's nowhere else that you can go where you can get lost. There's nothing else to do. But you will regain control of the lighthouse. And there will be giant creatures trying to attack you, but you can't win. So don't worry, It's all part of the story. You will lose, and that's fine. But just continue on forward for now. Well, isn't that a bit of a sensationally bad dream? So, yeah, just being attacked by squid lighthouses. Not good. But anyway, we're back as the boat, so here we go. Now, a lot of this, throughout this section, we need to burn a lot of these, like, again, sort of weeds, or purple weeds, whatever you want to call them. But effectively, in order to progress, we need to get rid of a lot of those. Ouch. It seemed like it hurt. So here, we need to find a giant sea creature. It should be on our right. And we just need to get a lot rid of these purple weeds. And that'll help us again. Now, once we get rid of this wart right here, you're going to see a big, giant, pink-looking eyeball beneath it. Now, for this time, we can just use our light, interact with it, and that'll burn some of the, I don't know, is it a vein or whatever it is, away. But a lot of the time, again, we'll have to do some puzzles in order to get help from the second light, as it were, because it'll normally be 2 eyes, which is about right. On humans, not on weird monster veins or something. Again, just get rid of these purple weeds. So go ahead, get Twiggy up there. And he's going to wind us down some. Well, actually, what he's going to do is wind this thing back up. There it is. Slowly wins the race. Apart from if you're really fast, you'll win the race quicker. So keep that in mind. When they say slow and steady wins the race, it's not no good if you're fast and steady. Anyway, with this one, again, watch, skip the cutscene, whatever you want to do. But this time we can actually use the light and we can basically use it to shine the light on the pink, right-hand side pink one. Then we can press the B button to return. And then you can use your own boathouse light on the left eye. So for this bit then, you see the little blue thing popping out of the water. That's a pipe we have to follow. So head directly left from where we just looked at the pipe. And now you can see a long pipe. And it is this bomb right here. Well, it's kind of like a bomb. Now for this one, it's easy enough. You don't actually have to do anything. That'll just go straight through and it'll explode the way open for us. But in just a little bit, we have to do little things like, you know, get rid of some stuff and do some puzzly stuff. And, you know, pretty much the same stuff we've been doing all throughout the game so far. Nice light, brother. So again, we can go ahead. Well, that'll get rid of that light first, but we need to get rid of the wart on the wall. So then in this area, what we need to do is head to the left underneath the pipe. Then you can see then another little creature, another little drifter that needs some help in the distance. So make sure to get rid of all the purpley, disgusting-y bits. And that will now get the bomb going. I called it a bomb, it just looks like a bomb, doesn't it? So, bomb through the pipes. Now, if things do get stuck, that's why we have the drifters as well, because they can give it a little boink on the old head, and it'll get it going. Like now, for instance. So we get stuck, so we get rid of all the purpley bits of stuff. And then the drifter just sort of helps it along. And light pops up. Head to the right, get rid of the wart, get through to the next area. Right, so in this area then is the next collectible. So let's pop our way through. Luckily we don't have to do anything special or puzzly for this one. We'll literally just head straight through. Get rid of some of these weeds. We'll just call them weeds because it's easier. And then you can see the waterfall on our right. Well, we're just going to go straight underneath it. Straight through it. Badonk-a-donk. And the flower will appear somewhere on our left. There it is. It's the next collectible done. Nucleus. It's pronounced Nucleus. Okay, out of the waterfall and into the less waterfall. Give yourself a little... Alright, just tell me where we're going. Heading to the left so we can just dunk straight under. And out of the pain and into the rain. Right, so we've got some puzzly bits coming up now with some lights and such. So, let's get Twig on the lever. Now, what we need to do is basically pull. So we need to use it from the going to the left. Something on the right-hand side. We need to pull over to the left in order to get the beams pointing at the eyeball. There we go. That'll enable us then to head out to the left. Thank you, Twiggy. Alright, into another area and some more weeds that we've got to get rid of and such. So once we've done that, another drifter will join us. Yay, everyone's happy, apparently. I'll be happy to go to bed soon. Okay, so sticking with the right-hand side path, we come into this new area with just underneath the pipe right there. Head back in to there where this eyeball-y bit is. Get rid of that, smash that open. And the bomb goes away. This is where the drifter comes into play. So you press the A button to send him in. He'll expand, very puffishy, Mrs. Puffy. And that'll get the bomb on its way. Alright, so still not done just yet, though. If we head over to the opposite side of where we were, you can see the bomb's going to get stuck. And even if we get rid of all these stupid things, which we will, get out of here, man. Thank you. It still gets stuck. So what we need to do is we're going to head to the left. And on... No, to where our right is. So on our right you can see some purple weeds with the drifter getting stuck. Yes, right there. For whatever reason I had a hard time actually seeing that. But to your right is where we needed that new drifter. So just go ahead, get rid of the purple weeds and get the drifter out. And he'll help us with the bomb. Alright, so let's head around to the right now. There is a crab on our left-hand side, and we need to get him out. We need to get him out the way. So interact with this bush on the right, and the crab will be like, oh yeah, I want to eat some bush. And that'll get rid of him, and we can interact with the wart. And explodey. Interact with, there's a couple that you're going to interact with here. One on this side, and I think another two on the opposite side. Alright, so once you pulverize the purple weeds, there is a crab with one of the lights that we need on it. Now, we can't just grab it, and we can't just, we can't do anything, so we've got a little bit to do. So we need to interact with the bush here on the right first. We need to sort of lure him in, as it were. So, you'll smash that, and then over slightly more to the right on the next little island, there is another bush that we can interact with. Get the crab over here. And then doing this, we're actually able to dock up. There you go. So where the crab is, we're able to dock up. Crab's going to be able to get on. There she blows. So once the crab has been able to get on, we'll head down and around. Of course, we can't go through too many pipes or bridges or anything. Just that one that we can get there. We're not able to do that. So we'll have to head to the left, undock the crab. Undock that. Undock that crab. Na 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 na. Okay, once you've na-na-na'd the crab, there is a bush right in front of us there that we can get him going. And then over slightly to the right, there is another bush. But I accidentally missed that one. Doesn't matter, because there's another one to the right of it, so you just need to get these two to get him over again. So, get rid of the purple mash and pick up the crab once again. He's having a hell of a time, he is. Eating, getting ferried around. It's almost like a rich person. And you know those rich celebrities, like Kim Kardashian said, how much for a pint of milk? Like that really entitled bull crap, those types of stupid-ass celebrities. Anyway, this is what the crab's doing. So we head up and around, undock the crab for the last time. I ain't ferrying you around no more, boy. But what we're going to do is, if we head just up to the ramp, we're going to see the next collectible right here. So, grab the next collectible after we just undock the crab. Alright, with that one done, so we should have only 2 more collectibles left. That should be collectible 10 out of 12. So head to the left so you can scoot your way back under. And we're back to where we were. Nice, nice. Basically the other side. So there's the crab. Yeah, I thought we were going to pick him back up there, but we're not going to do that. We are going to lure him over. So again, get some bush going. One on the left and then another one on our right. So, once you've interacted with the vein, you can head directly left inside the vein and go for a little... You know, if it's one of those bits of music. Alright, in all fairness, there wasn't much music ride going on there. But we have come to this... well, this big old area. They've all been big old areas so far, haven't they? Right, a couple of warts dotted around the place. There's basically 2 on the right, 2 on the left... 1 in the middle, as we've already got, and another one will be in the middle after these. And we can actually send Twiggy down in order to get the next diver's light. So once you got Twiggy popping the light back in, Diver Man's going to be all happy again. Going to get rid of some pipes and such for us, but we need to re-release the sea creature who seems to be getting stuck. I hope it's not the same one, because damn, you stupid man if that's the same one. Anyway, pink eye, get rid of it. Get some cream on that pink eye. Let's go. Oh, but before we do that, let's send Twiggy up to this flower right here first. Let's get him doing some things. Although he's done a lot for us in his 20 years. Faithful servants. So, finally coming up to the end of the boat section. All we need to do then is go forward. And you just need to interact with. The prompt should appear. There it is. So you just need to focus light on it. And whatever kind of disgusting, weird Super Mario boss this is. Well, yeah, he's going to start getting a bit peed off. But you can't, like I said, you can't get hurt. You can't die. So this is kind of like an unskippable cutscene where you can move your character slightly. So, after that big old mental finish, we are now just Tony Stark's arc reactor. We are finally looking for Tony Stark. We're free of the boathouse and the lighthouse. Now we just, now we're free. Alright, now a bit tricky here, a bit tricky editing, but once we jump down here, you're going to see a ramp on your right-hand side. Unfortunately, sorry, I did get a little bit lost right there, but yeah, once you drop down, on your right-hand side, if you look, you can see this ramp, which should be directly in front of us now. So that, again, from where we started, look slightly to the right and head over. And now what we can do as the arc reactor, we can go straight into these pink eyes. And, yeah. Now, this last section of just being a total arc reactor, this kind of got... It can get a little bit more, even more disorientating, a little bit more confusing. But it's okay. It's okay as long as I can try and explain the best I can. But anyway, let's go up the ramp now from where we just got rid of those pink eyes all the way to the other side. There we go. And then if we can head to the left up another ramp. Should be able to make it. If not, you can just go up and try again. Or just go straight up. Doesn't matter. Head through the door. Now, what you're going to see here is what kind of looks like a pig's nose. So, to get through the pig nose, you need to interact with... You can't do it with one just yourself. You need this little flame power-up, as it were. So, what you'll do is interact with it. You'll turn a different colour. You'll turn white, whiter than the flame. And then you can go straight into the pig nose, and then you'll be powerful enough to destroy it. There we go. But what we also can do as well is there will be some unlit ones. So what we need to do is be quick about it. So get the next one on the right and then head around and go to the right again and you will see another one. Just get rid of these big pink eyes right here. So again, because we went around, we didn't have enough time. Now we can go straight through. So go straight backwards on yourself. That'll light that one up and give you a bit more power as well. And you do need to get rid of that pink eye. There we go. So again, if you do end up running out of time with it, just go ahead and light yourself back up, which is what we got to do. There we go. So light yourself back up. And then you can see the little bits of smoke bellowing out of the ground. They're just the unlit ones. And then you can go straight into the pig nose. Done. Peppa Pig is done. Daddy Pig is barbecue meat now. Oops, sorry, I shouldn't say that. So again, just continue heading forward. I see another light, but we'll just continue heading straight. Right, once we get to the end then, we will head to the right. So you can see now that the pig nose has transformed into a pig face. So you've got 3 that you need to do, which means you need 3 at least flame power-ups. So when we go to the right here, you can see the 3 there. So we'll just head back on ourselves, light up all 3. And then go straight into the pig face. Nice, and that just opens up the way. That opens up like a... Well, again, I'm not going to tell you what it looks like, but it looks hilarious to me. Alright, so over to the flame then. Now, what will happen? Now, if you go straight into the water, it will disappear. Which is annoying. But just to the left of that water, there's a little mushroom that you can jump on. There. So that's what you need to do in order to get your flame across to the other side. There we go. So, again, the camera angle's a little bit tricky. Obviously, we can't turn it. But make sure to hit the mushroom, if you could. Ah, there we go. Right, we managed to get that one anyway. But once it's all lit up, continue on your way. Jump up with a mush. Continue on forward. And this is the next collectible. So this is, again, this is 11 out of 12. It should unlock eventually, once you've hit the red thing on the wall. So yeah, we'll be doing a lot of that from now until the rest of the game. Sort of opening up flowers and new paths for us. Once you've hit the red biggest bulb on the wall. The king. So we just wait for the achievement to unlock. Oh, that was good timing. Right, so one more collectible left to get. We'll get that in about 12 minutes or so again. So we'll just drop down from where we were. Light yourself up again. And then go towards the forefront of the screen again to jump back up onto the mushroom. Get the flame going. This time, head to the 4 screen again. Only this time, we can see another mushroom over the other side. Now, annoyingly, there was a flame, another flame, manned unflamed thing at the top there, which I didn't realize until just now when I looked at it. But yeah, so you do need to be a little bit quick with this one. There we go, as long as you're sort of quick enough. But there was one on the other side anyway, so it doesn't matter. But you continue on your way. Whee! And you should have enough there to get rid of Pig Nose. And that will open up the old flapping way for us as well. So, flap your way through. Flippity flap, floppity flop. But we'll drop down, we'll head straight up. Again, you shouldn't really run out of speed or anything like that. We are an arc reactor after all, apparently. And it's just another couple of little puzzles, obviously, that we've got to do. As we have had to do throughout the entirety of the game. So drop down into the crater. You can go either way. We're just going to go left first, because why not? Head all the way up. And then up the ramp. There, come on. Come on, little guy. Don't be shy. There we go. There we go. Right, head to the right. Don't go back up the mushroom. Try and give yourself a little dash so you can make it up. There it is. And then jump up to the mushroom again. Explode that boy. Head back down and jump to the mushroom on the other side. Hit that boy. Bam! And then just continue on your way. Smash. Pignose has been defeated. There we go. Now you should be able to light up the middle of the crater. There we go. So we've got 2 flames lit up now, but we do need another one. So head back to this 4 screen and then to the right-hand side. You don't actually have to get rid of those sticky whatever they are, but for some reason I find it extremely satisfying. Like Liverpool losing 4 games in a row. Anyway, so up we go, up the crater again. And it'll just be the same sort of thing here. So make sure to get the light flame first. Come on, okay. There we go. And then make a break. So that should now give us all 3 lit up. So you now need to hit all 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can hit the pig face in the background and get going. So, another like little power coming up. Once you've hit the red ball on the left, that'll open up the flower. And once we go into that flower, we can actually head in and shoot some stuff. So if we don't have enough flames, camp flames to get rid of it, we can just go inside the flower. Again, move it with the right stick. And then press the right trigger to shoot a hell of a beam of lightning. Or a hell of a beam of laser, as it were. And that can open up the way for us once again. It's lovely. Alright then, so this looks like a bit of a confusing area. It's generally not too bad though. I'll tell you where to go anyway. So hit old pink eye there on the right. But we're not going to... Oh, in fact, we are going to go down that ramp. So head down. And then hit the old big red bulb. That's what we need to do this area. We just need to hit a bunch of these bulbs. So a lot of the paths can open up for us. Head up the next left ramp. From here, we're going to be taking a right. And then a right again. There's going to be a fork. Take the right. And there we go. Obviously right again. And we can just jump across ourselves. Right. So we need... Obviously, we've got a pig nose there to beat. So we can get rid of the one pink eye pig nose. And then we can just focus our light and give that a little smashy smash. There we go. Once you've done that, I'm just having a blast because there's nothing more fun than shooting lasers as a child, right? I am a 35-year-old in physical form, but I got the mentality of a 14-year-old, to be fair. Ooh, lasers, shiny things. Right, get out of the damn flower, man. Right, there we go. So, hit the flame, continue going forward. And then hit pig nose in front of you. Again, that'll just open up the way lovely. Then we can interact with the old red bow in front of us. So once we head down, we're going to continue on straight through the ramp. Now, don't do what I did here. So there's a mushroom that we can go on. Right there. So jump on the mushroom. Hit the pink eye, but do not go through the next pipe. I accidentally went through the next pipe and ended up all the way back at the beginning of the area. So I had to come back down. So try not to do that. Anyway, but we are going to head back on ourselves on the left-hand side ramp that time. We can see there is a flame. And you should be able to just pig-nose your way out of that. There you go. That'll get rid of that so we can head back up. Make sure to get the flame first, though. So what we need to do... Now, I do this all messed up and stupidly. Effectively, all we're going to do is go straight, hit the next 2 flames, and then go straight into the pig nose or the pig face to get rid of it. But for some reason, there's the pig face, and I decide to not do that and just do whatever the hell I did. So, yeah. I'll just try that again, shall I? So it's a bit late now, but yeah. So I know I've seen it, but I'm a bit stupid. So yeah, apologies about that. Again, just minor inconveniencing you here, and I'm very sorry about that. Right, let's try it again. So from the start, I mean, physically I could have just edited it out. But I did not edit it out, so don't worry about it. Anyway, there we go. We get rid of pig face in the end. And again, that will open up another ramp for us. So that's where we're going to nip off to. Whoops. Can I get through? There it is. Thank you. So heading up this ramp. It's not all ramps, but I call it all ramps. That'll get rid of 2 of the red balls and open up some more ways for us. So now, once we've got those 2 done, we can head back down. And then if we go grab the flame again. I don't think there's any need to grab the flame this time, personally. No. No, in fact, no, there's not. There was no need to grab the flame. We're just going to jump into this flower here. There is a pig face, or a pig nose on our right, directly on our right. So get rid of that. And then you could just press the B button to return and get out of it. Because there is another flower that we can go into directly in front of us. And we can get rid of the other 2 pig noses. So once your AM's complete, what we're going to do is we're going to head for the green sucky hole right there. Go for the one on the right. Now for the next one at the top, miss the next one and jump on the mushroom. So miss this one, go on the mushroom. And that will get rid of this giant ball. Now what we need to do is give ourselves some momentum and then jump over the next hole. So jump over this one and head for the next one. And then of course, nip to the left on the mushroom. And ta-da, whee, straight in for big boy. Head to the forefront of the screen. Not foreskin, for screen, I said. Get rid of this giant red bow. And that is going to go... Pachow! Ka-chow! Right, get in the flower. Get rid of pig nose. Again, that'll open up the way. And eventually we will be coming finally to the end of this area. Soon. Very, very soon. Straight in. Up to the top. Straight down. Jumpy, jumpy. Hit that. Get into the pig face. So we can open up the way. And of course get rid of this big red bow. And effectively, I do believe now that that is it. So grab the flame. Then head towards... We're going to head down so we can just jump off. No, in fact, I think that's it. I think the door behind us will now open. It should start... Yeah, so it should start happening now. I come back. Yeah, there we go then. So it took a while there, so I didn't need to go... you didn't need to go for the forefront. We're just waiting for the last one to open up the old flappy door. So now that is where we can finally begin to head. Flappy door. So, in fact, we did need to go that way anyway. But this time take a right. And then right again, because we're effectively heading all the way to the opposite end of where we are. So luckily now these next sort of paths are pretty linear. We're just going to hit some red bowels and we're going to have to open up the way with some flower destroying pig noses. But we do have one more collectible to get, and we're going to get that right now. So, don't follow the red ball of life. We head to the right, and you can see a little gap there, little doorway on our right. There we go, so we're going to nip up there. A little bit to do, but it will be the final one that we have to worry about. So head around the ramp, destroying the bowels on your way. Jump yourself over. And... ta-da! It's it! Collectible number 12 out of 12. Something to do with a witch hat and a clock on it, and something to do with time. What's it? It's the Mountain Eye lives. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not time, it's the Mountain Eye. So, 12 out of 12 done. Now what we got to do is just play the next 13 minutes or so, complete the game, job done. So, let's go and do that. So we jump up, we grab this little flame, put yourself into Pig's nose. Roar. Ah, stop screaming. Stop screaming, you sound like a wiener. Alright, head up the same way. And when you get this flame, we are going to head to the left. Basically, what we're going to do is just keep heading all the way around now. So just keep spinning all the way around, and then eventually it'll go kablow. Or something like that. We went sort of backwards through time. Or something. I don't know. But anyway. Right. What we need to do is get rid of all 3 of these bowels to basically continue the sequence of where the hell am I? Am I high? And am I going back through time? Okay, so this is now a bit of a boss fight of sorts. It's a boss fight, but it's not really a boss fight, because of course he can't hurt us and we can't die. So it's all good. So what we're going to do, we head to the right there, and we are just going to, what we have to do is basically just get all the balls so we can get into the flower and shoot one of the tentacles. So here's the first one. So shoot your tentacle on the left, and they'd be like, ouch, that is a very hard laser. Next, we'll head to the left. And then up. So we need to go up the ramp there. Oh, no. I forgot the flame. I forgot the flame. Sorry. Sorry. Need the flame. Well, if this was a real boss fight, we'd be completely sucking. Oh, no. There it is. There's the flame. I wouldn't be sucking. I thought I was right. Okay. Now we can just nip it on. Smash out the way. Keep going. Keep going. And then eventually we end up on the top ramp or whatever it is. And... no, well, we need to wait until he smashes it down. No, we need to go to the right. No, because Twiggy's coming. Twiggy's coming. I wonder what was taking so long. I thought he was going to be a bit quicker than that. But Twiggy and his son have come to save the day. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So they've sorted that out. So now we can just get into the flower. And we can aim. We can't go for the ones too far away, unfortunately, but we can go for the ones closest to us. So it's literally just a case now of getting out and going to the other 2 flowers and defeating the boss. I'm the boss.
I told you, I'm the boss.
Alright, so we beat the boss. Now, this next, well, these sort of final 9 minutes are very linear. Not a lot to do. Effectively, what we're doing is just heading all the way up these mountain hills. Basically, getting our body back. Unfortunately, it's not an Iron Man suit, but it is something that we were used to. So, again, not a lot going on. You're literally just going to be heading up and rolling around in your own filth. I mean, if you were going to choose anybody, why not be a hell-braising, fire-breathing dragon? Why the hell not? Now, I'm just telling you this bit confused me first, but what we've got to do is go directly in front of us. So you need to jump directly in front of you, and then you can continue on your merry way. So dash through. There we go, there's the steps just to our right, and then we can go up that way. Because I was going up on the opposite side, kept going up the steps, kept getting lost. So, just thought I'd let you know there. It's an emotional time for a love boat, tugboat, lighthouse, arc reactor, dragon who probably has no feelings because it's made of wood. Twiggy's gone away and his son ain't gonna stay. So that's emotional, but we have a job to finish and we've still got a few minutes of linear path walking in which to do it in. But I feel after the game it's kind of a nice sort of cooldown. It's like running on a treadmill for about 30 minutes and then you get that 10 minutes of cooldown or whatever, and it's just nice. It's just nice. That's the eyeball we're after. Looks like he's got something in it. So this is going to be basically the last bit of the game. All we have to do then is, for the next 2 minutes or so, there's going to be, you see the crystal there at the top of the left hand of your screen? You just need to interact with that and drag it to the center of the eye, and that's all we've got to do. So you need to do about 8 or 9 of those, but once it's done, and the game is complete, and another 1,000 is at your meat. I meant feet. I meant you've got another 1,000 Gs, so well done. But again, very nice game, very beautiful game. Really enjoyed this one. So let me know what you think. Hopefully this game and guide helped you out, guys and gals. So again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next Game Pass game, guys and gals. Big old crystally love.